The Hanger 51. I hope this is working tonight. With this shit of mine, you never know. So let's hope. Let's hope this is working. You just never know. We'll see. Hey, Shadow, what's up? How you doing, man? Sound good? Everything good? We look good? Everything's cool? You know, we got shit working. Perfect. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That's good news. So, what's up, Michael Bird? What's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hey, speaking of Michael Bird, hey, that new car you're buying, is that thing electric? Is that an EV electric car? Is it a hybrid? Oh, okay. Eh, it's kind of warm out here tonight. Okay, cool. Because I wasn't apparently Ferrari's coming out with a new electric car and nobody's got anything good to say about it. So I was hoping you were getting that one. So that's good news. So when you say the guy moved on, does that mean he got out of the hobby or just bought a new airplane? I'm guessing you meant he got out of the hobby, which is unfortunate. Eric EQ, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it's a half million. Yeah, well, it wasn't your car a half million or more. How much? How much? Yeah, I think yours was more, wasn't it? God, I can't even comprehend spending that much money on a car. Hey, Chuck, what's up? How you doing, man? Oh, you had a Draco in his car when you bought the C-130. Is that what you're saying? With extras, yes. Okay. They did flag my. They demonetized my whole show because of that commercial that I ran of your car. Oh well, whatever. No big deal. I just laughed. They said, yeah, we had to, they said nothing to worry about. It's not a strike against your show. No big deal. And if you want to go in and edit that portion of the show to get the music off, then, you can remonetize it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't monetize this show for any reason. It's just, they made me do that. I don't care. So, yeah, well, I know. Yeah, they want to keep their cut. So, And and I seriously doubt whoever allowed that music to be played with that commercial. The fact that I showed the commercial with the music, not like took the music and did something else with it, I'm sure they wouldn't have complained. But YouTube still has to, has to do their thing because it's not a person anymore. It's AI. There's some AI critter out there that's, um, you know, that's to be sorry about, Mike. That's funny. It was hilarious when I got that note. I thought, just laughed. I didn't know there was music playing, because I have it turned off. I don't have speakers, so I didn't know there was music. So I had no idea what they were talking about. I had to go back and watch it, and then I heard the music. I'm like, oh, okay, well now I get it. So I was like, okay. And then I went in there into the edit mode for just about 10 seconds, looking at how I could get the music off of that one part of it or whatever. And I just, I don't care. You know, so you got the Coast Guard scheme. Yeah, that's the only one they have left anymore. I've got two Coast Guards and one civilian cargo, and they did away with the civilian cargo because nobody bought it. So they couldn't sell those, so they did away with it. The only one they offer now is the Coast Guard. So I have one of the very few civilian cargo, um, which my civilian one has a big cargo door on the side of the plane that opens. Does the Coast Guard one do that? I don't remember. I know it's got the ramp door in the back, so does the cargo one, but the cargo one's got a big hatch on the side that opens. I'm trying to remember if the C-130, the Coast Guard, I guess it does. Isn't that where you put the battery in there, right? I think you open the side door to put the battery in. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, Juno, what's up? How you doing, man? So, anybody, there's practically nothing going on, new in the hobby business, probably because, the ships are all tied up in the canal. So they can't ship nothing, I'm assuming, but I haven't heard of anything coming out new. You guys heard anything new coming out? Anything we need to discuss? How bad's the fuse, Shadow? You said it was an easy repair. How bad is it? Right, Beaven, what's up? How you doing, man? Did I hear Blue Origin blue from my place? Uh, no. What does that mean? I don't know what. Is Blue Origin another rocket from what is his name? Virgin Airline guy? Is that what you're talking about? Yes, Eric. I know the planes come from China, but all the boats that transport are all stuck in Iran in the straits. They're all anchored out there. They won't let them leave. They're afraid to leave. Didn't you see that on the news? Christ, the crews on those ships are starving to death. No food, no water. They can't leave. Yeah. So if all the ships are stuck there, then they can't be bringing us airplanes here. So anyway, I mean, there's other ships, but there's a lot of other, traffic. They have a lot of goods to move besides our foam airplanes. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure our foam airplanes are not top priority. Oh, no, I didn't hear anything about that, Craig. Yeah, I didn't see it on YouTube. I no no. When did that happen? Um, yeah, I just saw my gas prices last night, and we're at 402, which is pretty cheap. I mean, we'd been lower, but that's nothing to get excited about. Christ, I mean, you know, hell, we were paying more than that before the war started. So yeah, Thursday night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're nowhere near that. And the gas station I saw 402 at is not been known to be the cheapest gas around. I generally don't buy my gas there, depending on where I'm going, because there's cheaper gas stations. So yeah, so I'm sure we're in the three something. Um, so that's about, oh, I don't know. It's about 80 cents a gallon higher than it normally was. Usually we were paying around 3.19 to 3.25 in that range. Um, Occasionally it would drop down to 2.99, but very seldom. So yeah, we're only about 80 cents higher than normal. Yeah. So yeah, oh yeah, we're well. Mike, you can still come here. We haven't banned you. We'd love to have you. Get your butt over here. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. That's the part I don't understand at all. Why is diesel more money? You know, it takes a tenth the amount of refining to take crude oil and turn it into diesel than it does to turn it into gasoline, and they're charging more for it. You know, Historically, diesel has always been cheaper than gas my entire life until just recently, and when I mean in the last 10 years. Diesel was always way cheaper than gas, and now because more cars are gas or diesel powered with trucks. Oh well, demand has gone up, so we can charge more. Oh, okay, that's the way you want to look at it. Okay. I think my school across the street's last day was Friday, so they're out of school for I don't know 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. I think Friday was their last day. Yeah, well, that could be. I don't know. I don't let all that crap. I just don't pay attention to that shit. I just worry about my little life here, and I don't worry about all that other crap because I don't care. So I don't want a diesel vehicle. Not interested. You know, I don't want the headaches of working on it. I don't want the headaches of this. There's all kinds of things that come with diesel, and I just don't want it. So I'm just not. I'm not going there. Oh, so you get a lot of traffic when school's open, do you, Eric? Oh well. Any progress? You got insulation in? Got wiring in? What have you done? Anything? How's the hangar coming? How's the hangar hanging? So I saw I beat somebody to the punch on that one. I know somebody was going to say that. So Michael Bear, what's up? How you doing? What's that? The Bel Air Hotel? I don't know what is that? Is that like the Motel Six of Fort Worth? So full of shit, Michael. Bill, what's up? How you doing, man? So you're saying your diesel truck gets 17 miles to the gallon around town? Is that what you're telling me? Roy, hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Well, as I was informed, let's see, in the Zoom the other night, or no, I think it was last week in this show. I was notified that I don't drive a truck. My Chevy Avalanche is not a truck because it has carpeting and it doesn't have a rubber mat and I don't know. Anyway, when I'm not towing the trailer, I get 26 miles to the gallon around town. Um, it just sips gas when I'm driving just around town. When I'm pulling the trailer, it goes anywhere from 10 to 14, depending if I'm fighting a headwind or not. Um, but yeah, it gets 26 miles to the gallon around town. It's the five. What is it? The five. I think it's a 5.4 liter. It's not the 6 liter. I think it's a 5.4. I think I forget. But yeah. So yeah, it gets great gas mileage. Unfortunately, I don't drive it much if I'm not pulling the trailer. I do some, but not much. I'm mostly in one of the cars. Um, I'm either in the Pontiac G8 or I'm in the Daytona. So because I'm usually going to a car show, I really don't go anywhere else. I go shopping. Usually, I go shopping on the way home from a car show, so I just stop while I'm in the car. Um, but yeah, Trevor, what's up? How you doing, man? So you're calling bullshit on 26 miles to gallon? Okay, you can call it whatever you want. I don't care. Comes right up on my, I have a gauge in the truck that tells me what my current gas mileage is right now. And when I accelerate, it goes down, and when I just cruise along with the cruise control on, it's telling me what I'm getting, and right now. That's live data, you know. So I don't know. I haven't done the math. The last time I filled up when I went to see my brother, um, when I filled all the way up, I think the range was 570 miles. Um, I think is what it said. I can't remember now. Um, and that's on 30 gallons of gas. So I don't know. Do the math. I don't know what that comes out to. And that changes every time I put gas in the car. It just depends on what I was doing that last time, and then it's recalculating. So, but yeah, it's and I know that's accurate because I was watching it on the way back from Indiana. Checking where my next gas station stop needed to be, and yeah, it was right on the money. It was accurate as could be. So you're such a skeptic, Roy. You also called bullshit on my how quick my Impala was, and you wanted his time slip, and I showed you a video. So no, I get 14 pulling the trailer, a 7,000 pound trailer. I get 10 to 14. I know it's accurate, Roy, because I know how much gas I put in the damn thing. Okay, I fill it maybe once a month. I mean, it's I know what kind of mileage I'm getting. When was I up to Indiana? I was up there over the Christmas. I went up there the week. I was up there the week before Christmas and came back the week after New Year's. So I was up there about 2 weeks. And yeah, you do live pretty close to my brother. So I can tell you this, Roy, the truck gets way better mileage than the Pontiac or the Daytona. Way better mileage. The truck just drives forever. I never have to put gas in that thing. I haven't put gas in the truck since the war started. Okay, I haven't had. I mean, I don't drive it that much, but I still haven't. I drive it every week somewhere, and I haven't put gas in it since the war started. So I think I still have just under a half a tank of gas. So one of the things I do, guys, that I know none of you do, I hit the cruise control as soon as I'm out of the driveway. All right, the truck is all my vehicles are always on the cruise. Okay, I'm a avid, unless I'm hot dogging, which you just press on the gas pedal to override the cruise control. But yeah, the second I'm out the door, I hit the cruise and I'll tap the accelerate button a couple times to get it to where I want it or decelerate. But it's on the cruise 24/7. I mean, the second I'm out the driveway, I'm on cruise control. So, and maybe try that because I know that's definitely gets me better gas mileage, and it also my buddy's transmission was overheating all the time in his Impala. So I got in the car with him. We went on a trip somewhere, and I had my laptop hooked up, and it was giving me live data. And I'm looking at the transmission temperature, and it's going up, and it's going up, and it's going. It was like 230, went to 240, And I says, and it's because he loves to hear the pipes, so he's constantly revving it, a little bit, and it kicks out of overdrive, back into overdrive, out of overdrive, back into, And I said, you know what, Charlie, just hit the cruise control for a minute and let it run. So he did, and within 5 minutes, the temperature went down to 170. Okay, so it dropped 60 degrees as soon as he hit the cruise control and left it there. And then we went about 5 more minutes. He says, I can't do this. I just can't stand this. And he went back to pedaling. I'm like, okay, whatever. And of course, that eats gas too. So, that's not gas efficient. So that's one of the things I fly my airplanes the same way I drive my car, guys. That's how I get 12 minutes on my F7F Tiger Cat. I get 12 minutes because I fly my planes the same way I drive my cars. If I'm not hot dogging, I'm just putting it in cruise. I just want to, I want to extend my flight times, and I want to extend my mileage. Okay, I don't want to put unnecessary gas in my vehicle. I just want it to get me from here to there. And then, there's times when I hot rod it. It's a hot rod. So, but 90% of the time I'm just cruising. So, yeah, I know, Michael. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, he just wants to hear his pipes. So he's we're going down the interstate, 70 miles an hour, and he's, whoa, whoa, and he keeps throttling it so we can, hear it kick out of overdrive, and you hear that come up on the pipe, and then it's back off, and back on, back off, back on, back, and then and the training temperature goes up 60 degrees. His gas mileage goes down to 12. Yeah, whatever. You guys are crazy. So, it's not. Listen, I had a guy contact me through a friend because I do a lot of cars. I do tuning on cars, and a guy brought me his Camaro, and he wanted to know if I could make it run better. And I said, sure, I certainly can. I can make it get better gas mileage, and it'll be faster. So I tuned it for him. They went to the track, ran the best time they've ever run. He's getting the best gas mileage he ever had. And he brought it back to me 2 weeks later and wanted me to take the tune out of it. And I said, why? And he says, because I can't hear my pipes. It just goes into overdrive, and it's just it's so quiet, and I want to hear it. And I said, well, just put it, take it out of overdrive. That's all. You don't need to retune the car. Just take it out of overdrive. And no, and his dad was with him. His dad wanted they both said the same thing. They wanted me to take the tune out of the car. You're getting better gas mileage. The cars, everything's better except the noise. And you want me to take the tune out because you don't like it. It's too quiet. Honestly, I gave up after that. I don't tune people's cars anymore. When I get somebody that comes in that stupid, it's like, okay, I give up. You people are out of your minds. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, just put it take it out of overdrive. Drive around in fourth gear, not overdrive. It'll be fine. You'll hear the pipes just fine. No, we liked it better the way it was before, even though it was slower and it got worse gas mileage and was probably burning up the cats because it was so rich. And but now they would rather do it that way. I'm like, okay. So I tuned his car, and that was the end of it for me. People come in, and I first thing I ask, what are you expecting out of this? What's your goal? What do you want to achieve here? What am I tuning your car for? Oh, I just want it to be faster, or I just want, are you sure that's all you want? You know. So I basically talk him out of it. No, I didn't put bad plugs in it. No, no, I just tuned it. I didn't touch his plugs. Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons I use it too, Shadow. It keeps me from speeding. You know, I don't have to keep looking at my speedometer to see if. Yeah, I know it's going to fuck up his transmission. I told him that. Yeah, they don't listen. That when you make it look too easy, people don't want to believe you. So I don't know. I just for years. Listen, we had a running, thing through my car club, the Gulf Coast SS Club. Most of us had Impala SSs. We had a few Camaros, and we had a few, Monte Carlos, and then we had some, Pontiacs and stuff. It wasn't exclusive, but we wanted to, we'd go to the drag strip all together and see who had the fastest car, and I had the fastest Impala out of a group of Impalas that weren't supercharged or nitrous. And mine was nitrous, but without running the bottle, just on the motor. And I had the fastest times of all of us. And they all wanted to know what I did. And I told them what I did, and they do they listen to me? No, they don't do what I tell them. So, they try different things to be fast, and they always come back slower than me. And it's like, well, why is this working? Because you're not listening to me. I'm telling you how to beat me, and you're not listening to me. Okay? Well, the aluminum heads are supposed to be better. No, they're not. They're better on a Camaro and on a Corvette, but they don't weigh 4,000 pounds empty. Okay, your car weighs 45 to 5,000 pounds with your ass in it. So yeah, those heads don't work on a big heavy car. That's why they put the iron heads on the car. They're the valve straight, the straight. What do they call it? Uh, I can't think of the word right now. It's not shredded, but something similar to that. The porting in the head was different to get more torque. Okay, the car comes with 330 foot-pounds of torque, and the Corvette and the Camaro don't have that kind of torque. They have horsepower. They don't have torque. Okay, so anyway, so they thought they were going to go faster with the aluminum heads. They didn't, and they wonder why. Another guy put headers on his car, and I told him, don't put those on. They're not going to work. And he didn't believe me. He says, you got a different tune in your car. I said, okay. I said, we pulled over inside. We were just road racing. We weren't at the track that day. And we pulled over into a parking lot. I said, take your computer out. Why? I'm going to give you mine. What? Yeah, I'm going to swap them. I got the exact program. You're running the same program I'm running. I copied my program, put it in your car. So we swapped computers, and then I went out and drove away from him again. And he's like, I don't understand. I said, well, you don't understand, Phil, because you still think 1970s when headers made a difference on cars. They don't always make a difference today. Depends on what you're trying to do with it. Okay? These cars, the way they're set up, headers don't get you anything. Okay? Now, if you want to put like a 373 gear in it and a big cam so that you can rev it to the moon, yeah, you can then the headers will come alive. But stock configuration, the way we're running them, the headers aren't getting you anything. So, and he didn't believe me, but so he swapped computers, and then finally that convinced him. He says, I don't get it. so anyway, for years, this went on and on and on. And one guy, Nate, this guy would call me every week. Well, I did this and I did this, and what if I do that? And I tell him what I, and he wouldn't. He never did what I told him to do. So if one day he called me I said, you know what, Nate? Stop calling me. I said, you never do anything I tell you to do, ever. You always have a better plan than what I tell you to do. You're not listening to me. And then you come to the track and you're slower than me and you're pissed off. So stop calling me. I'm not giving you any more information because you're not listening. All right. You're going to do whatever you want to fucking do. So you just go do what you want to do. Okay. I'll see you at the drag strip and I'm going to still kick your ass. So you do whatever you want. And I hung up on him because I just was so aggravated with this guy because it was, I mean, for months this was going on, almost weekly. You know, what if I did this? Can I do this? No, do this. Okay, I'll do that. Does he do it? No. No. So I just finally told him, stop calling me. Yeah, exactly. You know, the Corvette gets awesome gas mileage if you just put it in cruise and cruise down the interstate. Yeah. You know, it's not designed to get bad gas mileage. It's just the way you drive it. You know, it's the same thing with flying our airplanes, guys. I'm telling you, it's the way you fly it. You know, I'm not doing anything fancy to get those incredible flight times. I balance my props, which, you know, it's several guys have done it and agreed. You're right. That made a big difference. And then I just put it in cruise. I don't take hard turns. I just let it, you know, just bank it easy. So I don't put a load on the motor and I, you know, just fly it around easy like that. And then the next thing you know, I got 12 minutes of flight time and I finally get a battery warning to land and, you know, but, you know, so, you know. Listen, you know, you guys can go watch the videos. You know, I've got plenty of videos out there of me flying these incredible flight times that you guys say I'm full of shit. So, whatever, you know. So you put all that money on your GSX-R to gain 4 horsepower. Is that what it says? Four horsepower. Yeah, yeah. So another tuner, and we're friends. It wasn't I mean, he was making a competition out of it. I wasn't, but we were good friends, and I had tuned this guy's car for him, and he loved it. And the car was fast. It drove great. Everything. And then he went to a meet with the other tuner. Was going to be there on a dyno. Now I don't dyno tune. The dynos they're just not accurate. We go do quarter-mile runs. I've got a couple of roads around here that are safe to do a pass on. So we do a quarter-mile run. I record the run. I look at the data. I tune the car for that. Then we go make another run, and we just keep looking at the data until we get it right. Okay? Dynos are not that accurate. Okay? But he wanted to go put his car on the dyno. I said, well, do whatever you want, George. I don't care, you know. So he got there, and Brian told him he could make more horsepower. So he did a pull on my tune. Brian put his tune in it, lost 5 horsepower. He spent the rest of the day tuning the crap out of that car until he finally got 5 horsepower more than my tune. The car was completely undrivable on the street. It was getting horrible mileage. It was following the plugs. It was, you know, when George got back here, he says, please put your tune back in my car. I just laughed. I said, I'll be glad to, George. So, yeah. So, Brian just spent hours fucking with that thing, trying to get more horsepower out of it than my tune. And when he finally did get more out of it, the car was just undrivable. It was so bad. It was ridiculous. So he made me put the old tune back in it when I got back. I said, okay, no problem. So, yeah, well, see, we're a lot smarter today than we were back in the 70s. Okay, our engineers are. You have more experience. So, they're getting maximum out of these cars from the factory. They need to. They have to. The government mandates it. They have to make so much gas mileage. They have to have so little of emissions. So these cars come out of the factory tuned pretty damn good. Um, so all I do is go in and tweak it a little bit. I don't reinvent the wheel. I take what they did, and after we make a quarter-mile pass, and I look at the data. If it's going, if we're getting a little knock at this RPM on this fuel graft, okay, well, we must be going a little lean right there. So let me richen that up right there, and let me richen that up, and then I'll change the shift point sometimes, and I might increase the transmission valve pressure, and then we go out, we make another pass, and of course it's quicker, more horsepower. I'm getting those numbers, and then if it knocks again somewhere, I'll go to that cell, we'll correct that one, and we play with it a little bit until we get it, the best run out of it. When we get the best run, we quit, and say, okay, you're good, and then everybody's happy. They get the best fuel mileage that way. They get their best most horsepower. It just works. And so that's the way I tune the car. I don't reinvent the wheel. These guys are putting what they call a canned program into a car that they did probably for a race car, and then they want to throw that same thing in every car. And it usually ends up the training is doing shitty, stupid stuff because the transmission that they originally tuned it for had a shift kit in it or something, and just did, I don't want to do that. Everybody says, well, can't you just put a tune in? No, I can't. I have to see what your car needs, okay? One lump tune is not going to work in everybody's car. I hate to break that to you, but if you're buying a tune that, they can just mail you, your car's not tuned, okay? That's just not accurate. But $9? How much? It must have cost more than that to ship it to you, unless he was local. Um, yeah, that thing's got to be beautiful. What kind of shape is the crank in that thing? Isn't it all rusty? Honestly, Eric, the cats are so good flowing that they're coming up with now. Cutting the cats off the car doesn't help. It really doesn't. And we don't have smog pumps anymore. That all that crap, was back in the 80s. We had smog pumps and shit. Oh my God. Even to the 90s. My 92 Oldsmobile's got a smog pump on it. But yeah, today cars after that don't have that shit on them anymore. So there's really nothing to gain. Believe me, we've done it. We put a bigger intake, a throttle body on it. Everybody says, oh, it's where the throttle. No, the throttle body's not the problem. And I proved it to him. I says, listen, if we have zero vacuum, wide open throttle, then there's no restriction. It's using all the air it can use. Okay, putting a bigger throttle body isn't going to make it use more air. Okay. There'd have to be vacuum, wide open throttle. That means there's a restriction, okay? It's not using all the air it can use. If there's no vacuum, then there's no problem, okay? It's using all the air it can possibly use. Putting a bigger one on there ain't going to get it any more air. It's already using all it can use. So, unless you're going to cam it and, stroke it, bore stroke it, cam it, putting a bigger throttle body on it's not going to do a damn thing. It just isn't going to help. It can only draw so much air. Okay, so the throttle body it's on there is big enough. It doesn't need a bigger one. We've done all that. We did this for Christ 20 years, guys. We'd go to the drag strip. This guy put headers on. That guy put a throttle body on. Everybody was trying different shit, and none of it fucking worked. None of it. And it was just a big waste of money. Waste of money, waste of time. We all learned. I mean, we learned from it. So that was the one good thing that came out of it. We all learned together that's all a waste of money. It's not worth, so, but yeah, but we tried all this shit, and that wasn't the answer. So, but that's what and that was part of what Nate was doing. We've already tested all this shit, Nate. That we want to put a bigger throttle body on it, and that didn't do anything, and he would put headers on it, and that didn't do anything, and he's like, I don't understand this thing, so. Oh yeah, that's crap. That's total crap. I'm luckily, to the best of my knowledge, Craig. My Pontiac that's been deactivated in the Pontiac and in both my Daytonas. I don't know if because I don't drive the Super B yet. I still have to fix the tranny leak. So I don't know if my Super B has been deactivated or if it even had it, because that's the 6.1. But yeah, that's the biggest piece of crap. That whole fucking cylinder deactivation bullshit. Yeah, I would deactivate that immediately. I don't care if it's saving money or not. It's destroying the engine. So yeah, that's the biggest piece of crap they ever came out with. They came out with that in the Cadillac back in the '80s, and it didn't work then. But they're still trying it. So yeah, I hate that stupid shit. Now my one buddy's got it on his car. He's got well, you know what though? He's got a 6-cylinder. Craig, did they put that on a 6-cylinder, the deactivation? Did they deactivate 2 cylinders on the 6-cylinder, make it a 4-cylinder like they do the 8? Because he hasn't had it deactivated. He told me it has it. And I didn't think about that at the moment he said that, but yeah, his car, he's got a Chrysler 300, and he loves it. He loves that car. He's one of my Impala brethren. He's got 2 Impalas, but his daily driver is a Chrysler 300, a newer one. It's about a 15 or 17. Yeah, he absolutely loves that car, and I love my Daytona. No, Chevy puts turbochargers on it. All the GM stuff pretty much has turbochargers on them. The stock stuff. Now, I think the Camaro I think they put a supercharger on the Camaro, the XL, the LX, or what is it? The ZL1 or something, or I don't know. But yeah, that motor's got a supercharger on it. But they're everyday cars to get more power out of them. They put turbochargers on it. My ex's Cadillac had a turbo on it. Oh, it was a rocket ship, guys. I got to tell you, that thing was quick. That little 4-cylinder Cadillac with a turbo on it. Actually, it might have been twin turboed, but that son of a bitch was quick. I was impressed. Jeff Lowe, Alabama, what's up? How you doing, man? I was impressed. That car, when you put your foot in it, there was a lag. It didn't come on instantly, but boy, when that turbo hit, holy fuck! I mean, it was noticeable. I mean, set you back in the seat, noticeable. So yeah, I was pretty impressed. So. Well, the 5.7's a V8. That's all my cars are V8s. I don't have any 6-cylinder cars. My buddy's Chrysler 300 was the 3.6. I did have back in '07. I did have a Charger with the 2.7 liter, the small 6, not the 3.6. I had the 2.7 baby 6. And that was my work car. I bought that car for work when I was working for Allstate. So I needed a company car to drive around in that got good gas mileage. Got 34 miles to the gallon. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. And then when ethanol hit, it went down to 14. Hell, my pallet gets better mileage than that on ethanol. So I had to stop driving. It was killing me to drive that car for work. That's when I traded it in on the Infinity that I bought. I drove it for 2 years, and then I traded it in and bought the Infinity G37S. And but yeah, yeah, I was really impressed with the gas mileage on that car. It was great, because they paid me X amount of dollars per mile that I drove my own car, and I got a tire allowance and all that, oil change allowance, and so yeah, I was making money on my, to drive my own car. It was great. Yeah, Mike, that's yeah, that was brilliant work on your part there. Yeah, I was looking into when I bought the. I don't understand this. Um, if I want to put E85 in my Dodge, the kit to do that, to change that over, is almost $1,000 so that I can run E85 in. I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm looking at all these different brands, and they're all the 600, 700, 800. They're ridiculous, So I looked up to see what it would take to put E85 in the Pontiac. Like $98. The kit to change that over to E85 is like $98. I'm like, well, what the, I'm never going to make, running E85. I'm never going to save enough gas money in my Daytona to pay for the kit at $1,000. So it's a complete waste of money. But for $98 to turn the Pontiac into E85, let me do that one. Thinking about it, I might do that. We're going to look into it. Not right now, but I'm going to look into it. Um, but yeah, the Dodge is out of the question. I'm not spending that kind of money. That's just insane. Yeah, Eric, as far as Dodge supercharging, I think they only supercharge like the Hellcat and the Demon. I think they're small four-cylinder cars and shit. They're probably running turbos also. I doubt they're supercharging it. Um, it's just not efficient on a small horsepower motor to run a supercharger because it takes power to make power with a supercharger. There's a heavy load on the motor to drive the supercharger. There's no load on the motor to run a turbocharger. So, that's why these small four-cylinder, 2 liter four cylinders, they put turbos on them because it doesn't cost the motor anything, and all they do is get free power out of it. So, but a supercharger, the motor has to turn that charger, and that takes horsepower. So hopefully you're going to make more than that back, or it defeats the purpose of doing it. But yeah, I don't think Dodge is putting superchargers on small motors. Just the big one. They're big 6.4. I think it's a 6.4 liter. Um, I think that's as big as they go, isn't it? The like the Hellcat and the Demon. Um, yeah, that's a supercharger. And Chevy does the same thing on the big horsepower motors. Same thing. The Cadillac CTS-V had a supercharger on it, and the Camaro ZL1 or whatever it's called. That had a supercharger on it. But all the other cars are turbocharged. I don't know why they just don't turbocharge the big car motors. I mean, the only downside on turbos back in the day, and they've pretty much solved that problem, was the lag. And they've pretty much done away with that anyway. But turbos are a lot more expensive than superchargers. Go figure. I don't know why, but yeah, turbos are more expensive than superchargers. So, but I was always doing the nitrous because it was way cheaper. Now I found out, and I'm not at all happy about it. I was at the drag strip with my buddy, and I went over and asked the guy that refills bottles. And I asked him, I said, what's it cost? What are you charging for nitrous? He says $10 a pound. So a 10-pound bottle, that's $100 to fill my bottle. I used to get it filled for $20. Now it's going to cost me $100. Okay, so now I'm looking at, because before, you still had to pay 4 grand for a supercharger and 6 to 8 grand for turbos. And, so nitrous was $20 a bottle, was cheap. But now at $100 a bottle, I might have to look into, I think I'm going to look into turbocharging. I don't think I'm going to keep doing this nitrous thing. Maybe as an add-on to the main power source, but I'm not going to rely 100% on nitrous anymore, I don't think. Because that's just going to get expensive. So, am I preaching a seminar? I don't know, am I? Lyndon, what's up? How you doing? I don't know. Am I preaching a seminar? Am I get? I didn't look back. Did I have some amens back up in the chat that I missed? uh, oh yeah, that's true. They did put a blower on the 3.8. That's true. Yeah, that was in the turbo coupe. Um, what else they put that motor in? Thinking it was a Firebird which had that motor in it. Oh, the Buick Grand Nationals. Yeah, the Grand National, the T-Type. Of course, the GTX or GX. What was the high-end Grand National? GNX. Yeah, yeah. Those all had the 3.8 with the blower. Yep. You think my mouth is supercharged tonight? Really? Okay. Well, I'll just shut the hell up then. What the hell? I'm just going to read the chat. I'm going to shut up for a minute here. I'm just going to read what you guys are saying. We'll let you guys take over. Nobody changed the oil in the blower, so they went to hell. Oh, Banks tuned turbos in a 3.8. Okay, yeah, that's probably true. Were you a car salesman back in the 80s, Michael Reitza? You sold Buicks in the 80 in 87 and no shit. I didn't know that. Were you good at it? Did you make some money? Went to Buick and Honda after Ford. Yeah, Christ, how do you sell a Ford? Who the hell wants one of those damn things? Yeah, that's fine. How long did you do that for, Mike? Before you and did you go to the railroads after that, or when did you make that transition from selling cars to working on the railroad? So you made money at the beginning of the month, and then you took the rest of the month off, fucking off. Went to the railroads in '92. Okay, all right, that's cool. Somebody sent me a message. Right. So, were you in Spencer's chat? You in the Zoom? Is Air Marshal over there? Boy, it's really humid out here tonight. God damn. We all are. Okay. So there you go, Lyndon. You know, Air Marshal's in the Zoom if you wanna bop into that. Oh, never mind. He's not there. He's in Sweden. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, never mind. Oh, my Air Marshal's not there, Lennon. You know, and like I said, go to the pilot lounge to get the link. Oh, you said my link worked last time, though, right? I don't know how the hell that worked, but because I cut most of the link off, and it was too long to put in the chat, so it didn't work. So I truncated it off, so just the first part of it, and I think you said it worked. I can't believe that worked. There you go. Right. So just put the link. I guess that's the link to the pilot lounge, and then you get the link to the Zoom from there. Thank you, Michael. All right. So what other goodies have we got going on tonight? Anybody any new deals on anything new? Any new planes come out? Any anything in the RC world we need to discuss? I was poking around last week. I didn't see much. Um, yeah, Dave's fine. He's doing well. I'd say he's probably happier now than he's been in quite a while. You know, him and Amy are back together. They bought a new home in Atlanta area, you know, up in Georgia. And yeah, they seem to be doing great. So, nope, just balancing props here. Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I don't think I have any props to balance right now. I did all those for you guys. I don't have any new props to balance. They've all been done. So I finished the T28, and I, you know, bound the radio to it, put the gear down, checked all the throws, everything's working perfect, and so I put it back. I put it upstairs. It's sitting on the bed upstairs with the gear down, and God, that thing's beautiful with the gloss paint over the yellow. Man, that thing looks good. I do have to do the cowl. The cowl is flat, so it's noticeably different. Not so much the yellow, but the black on the top of the cowl is very noticeable. So I do have to clear the nose, you know, the cowl. But other than that, yeah, it really looks good cleared. That it really makes that thing look good. That's my first set of props. So, what were you flying, Michael? What helicopter did you fly? Oh, cool, Ray. That'd be awesome. Your niece is moving to Central Florida. Cool. You could take your old airplane for a flight. Your mom is already in the Zoom. Oh, okay. God, let me think. Who could they have possibly named your mom? Let me think. God, I don't know. God, I don't know. Yeah, I'd hate to guess, Bill. Who's using your mom? Oh, a Blade 23 230S. Okay, gotcha. You know, God, where? Yeah, I have a big. I think it's a. I think it's a 500. I think it's called the RC 500 blade. I don't know where the hell that thing is. After the show tonight, I'm gonna go over in my airplane section of it. Now I can get over there now. Since I moved the cars out of the way so I could go put the lift over there, now I can get over there. So I'm gonna go over there and look around, see if it's over there. I don't know where that thing's at. Gentlemen and Kenny. Thanks, Victor. uh, not gentle. I have a fly wing helicopter. Awesome. And I'm not sure what that means, Ray. A fly wing helicopter. Hmm. Tired from flying? Oh, you had a rough day today, did you? Oh, well, okay. OMP, oh yeah. Yeah, the OMP choppers are good. I like those. I don't own one, but I want to get one. Um, there's a couple they sell I want to get, but I haven't done it yet. Guys out in the field have them. They look really nice. I like them. I just haven't had time to buy. Honestly, right now, guys, I'm kind of on. Uh, I'm on until my Social Security gets approved. I'm not buying anything. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not buying anything. I'm just really taking it easy. I'm going to try to piddle around a little bit with. I'm probably not going to be able to buy my electrical for the to move it to the. But I can. I think I can buy the PVC pipe, maybe the boxes, and hook that up. The wire, 50 feet of, 150 amp four lead, you know, 2 watt, whatever it is. It's five, six, $700 unless I go aluminum, and I'm not going to use aluminum. I want copper. So the run of wire is what's going to cost. The boxes are not that bad. The pipe is cheap. The PVC pipe, put it in the ground is no problem. But yeah, that run of wire is going to kill me. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that right now or not. I'll have to wait and see. Um, oh, it's a helicopter made by Flywing. Oh, I've never heard of Flywing. Okay, thank you, Ray. Yeah, I haven't heard of Flywing. I didn't know that. Interesting. See, it didn't capitalize Flywing since his name, so I didn't know it was a name. But now I know. Now you explained it, so now I know. So okay. No, Eric, I just checked my emails last night. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna contact her Monday and see where we're at. I'm gonna get a heads up from her. Um, they're probably delayed. Like I said before, with the shipper, all the ships are tied up. You know, they're all stuck, and so I'm sure everybody's feeling the effects. But yeah, I checked it last night, and I haven't gotten a new email from her. So I'm gonna check in with her Monday, see where we're at. An old Raptor helicopter, yeah. I can't remember the name of that one now. My real old gas helicopter is called a Cricket. That's a really old one. And then there's another one, the Shuttle. The Shuttle was the newest. I don't think it came with it didn't come with a flight controller in it. This was back before we had those. Back in the 60s, 70s. Um, so we didn't have flight controllers, stabilizers. You just had to stick and rudder it. I I flew the Cricket. I never flew the Shuttle. Um, it was too beautiful, and I got it cheap from somebody that bought it, decided it didn't want it, and it looks like the new style helicopters. The real sleek. It looked like that. It had that kind of look to it, kind of like that one I had in here. Where did that one go? This this it kind of looks like this, a little sleeker than this, but it and it's a 500 size. It's a pretty big helicopter, gas powered. Um, Mechanical drive from the main gear here to the tail rotor was a shaft drive going through it. Um, and I never flew it. And I guess today, I guess I could put a flight controller in it now and make it electric and fly it. I don't know. Hadn't thought about that. Haven't seen that one in a while either. I don't know where I stuffed that thing. Um, so yeah, we're all waiting to see that one, Craig. As soon as Michael puts it up on YouTube so we can watch, we're all gonna live precariously through him, because I sure can't afford to go rent a P-51 for an hour. Helicopters are dangerous. Yeah, these new helicopters are awesome. They really are. This thing here, this thing's like I think it's $157. Um, Ready to fly. Comes with a battery pack. You just pop the nose open here, unlock the battery. Battery pulls out. You charge it with the same plug you use for your cell phone. It's got a Type C charge port on it. So you just plug it in, charge it up. For some reason, at the moment, I can't see the charge port, but I know it's on here. There it is. And then you just pop it in here, lock it in, turn it on. It's got lights all over it. You know, got a green flasher here. Well, it's solid when it's on. The red over here. The red on top here. There's a red one on the board. You can see through the window here. and then there's a white one on the front. You just pop that on, and you, well, where's the radio of this? The radio for this is right. No. No. Yeah. It'll be right here somewhere. Hmm. Yes. It doesn't appear to be right here somewhere. I thought I had it in here, but I guess I don't. I don't see it. Anyway, it's very, very stable, super, it's not it's no GPS. It's not going to station keep or any of that crap. It does kind of hold altitude, sort of, pretty well. Um, Easy to fly, super easy to fly, beautiful helicopter. This is my favorite one right now. Um, this is an ERA, and then I have smaller version of the same, pretty much the same helicopter. It's just a smaller version of the same thing, and this one's awesome too. This one doesn't fly quite as nice as that one because this one doesn't have the flow sensor in it. But then I've got Cletus's helicopter. This one does have the flow sensor in it, so this one flies just like this one. They both kind of station keep, sort of. It's no GPS, so it will drift in the wind and it will go up and down a little bit, but much more stable than the ones that don't have the flow sensor in it, like this one. So, but these are my three favorite. These two here are the best flyers. These two, and then this is my next favorite and a non-flow sensor one, and then my Coast Guard one would be the next one. But yeah, I like these little helicopters. They fly really good. I can fly them right here, go right out the door, and fly them right here. I'll even fly them at night because with the lights on them, even just one red light in the back and a white one in the front, all I got to do is watch it fly away and just turn it around. And when I see the white light pointed right at me, I know it's coming straight back at me. So haven't put one in a tree yet. They've been able to stay away from the trees. Um, yeah, a lot of fun. Uh, Matt, what's up? How you doing, man? You got five of them now. Yeah, I know. I have five, I think, or six. Wait a minute. How many of these little ones do I have? I have two of those. Three, four, five. Yeah, I have five of the. I think there's another one. Hang on a minute. Let me think. Is there another one? No, I think that's it. And then I have this one, which flies good. I mean, it don't fly as good as those by any means, but it flies good. It's controllable. Um, it's got some kind of stabilizer, and I'm not exactly sure exactly how good a stabilizer it is, but it kind of works. Um, so yeah, I like these little helis. They're pretty fun. Yeah, I agree. You know, the ones with the station keeping and the GPS, it's a drone. You know, I don't even my cheap quadcopters that they call drones are not drones because they don't have GPS in them. You still have to stick and rotor them. You have to fly them. Um, my homemade one, which is needs a little repair at the moment, but everybody loves this thing. So this is my own design here. It's a V-tail quadcopter. It's made out of balsa wood. The booms are balsa. The top and bottom plate here, the green plates are thin plywood, lightweight plywood, and the back motors are canted, so they're not straight up and down. Um, and then the front this one, and the motors are held on with tie wraps, and that's on purpose. So if you have any kind of a you know entanglement, it'll just snap a tie wrap, and you just put a new tie wrap. So I got to put 2 new tie wraps on this. That's all that's wrong here. And it's got lights all over it. Lights up. I got this white strip down the side here are LEDs, so the whole thing lights up green at night. And this thing flies like an airplane. It literally, the way it flies through the air, its tail's up like this to go forward, but it flies, it banks in the turn. It flies. It looks like an airplane when it's flying, and everybody loves this. And they kid me about it too. That's the ugliest, nicest looking, or the nicest flying airplane quadcopter I've ever seen. And I just laugh. I go, I know. So, but yeah. So I designed that one myself. Took cues from another guy. There was a guy on YouTube for a long time who, God, what was his handle on here? Yeah, I made that. I just cut up some, I made so there was this guy I'm thinking of. I can't think of his handle right now. It's like a copter dude or something, but he had a similar design to this. I made mine's a little different. I'll tell you what's different about mine. Um, well, the way I mount the motors, the fact that I'm using much bigger booms because they're balsa. He's using very small booms that are hardwood. And I wanted them balsa because A, they're easier to fix if you break them, and they're cheaper and they're lighter. So that's why I made my booms out of balsa, not hardwood. Um, I also have a second set of holes in the middle here. You can probably see it better on the bottom. Okay, so right here in the center, there's 2 holes. Okay, and you can move one boom to the center, and now it's a tricopter instead of a quadcopter. And what you do there, and I have another one just like this that's set up to be a tricopter, but I don't know where that one's at the moment. The tail rotor, when it's in the center, does this, okay, and that's how you change the angle of thrust on the tail. It's on like a pin, a pivoting servo actuator that you can tilt the motor back and forth, and that will skew the tail this way or this way, and that one flies just as good as this one. And this can be good for both of them can be converted from quad to triple, to a tri, with just moving the boom, and adding the tilt, which is I already have a boom set up with the tilt. So I just take these 2 booms off, put that boom on, plug it in, and we're good to go. So, and I do that on purpose in case, for instance, I'm flying this around and maybe I do something stupid and break one of these back booms and I don't have a spare with me. then I can just move the remove the other boom, put that tri boom on, and make fly as a tricopter, and I keep flying. So, but it's all made to be breakaway. There's a tie wrap in the middle here that keeps these two booms in the front straight. So if I hit something, this tie wrap will break. This folds back. These will fold all the way back to the fuselage, and the same. These will fold straight to the back or straight out. Straight out wouldn't help, but so if I break anything, it's designed to be uh, like breakaway, so that it's easy to fix if you do something stupid. And I think that's what broke these tie wraps. I forget what the hell I did. I don't think I was even flying it. I think I broke this putting it in and out of the car. I think I bumped it into the door or something and broke the tie wrap. So simple fix, no big deal. Um, just thinking about this the other day. I want to fix this because I want to go fly it. So I'm gonna get a couple tie wraps and fix that so I can go fly it. But yeah, so I copied that guy's design and made some changes of my own. Um, but yeah, there's these videos out there. God, I forget what he's by trade he's a wedding photographer, and I can't remember. Uh, I don't know. Hang on a second. Let me check something here real quick. The guy for the longest time he was selling kits. He make these kits up and sell them. So all you had to do is, he'd provide you with the body and the wood, the booms and stuff, and you had to add your own, motors and stuff. And just a cheap way to make a quadcopter that's way more fun to fly than a drone. And wish I could think of what the hell you used to call that channel. Hmm. Was it Smartcopter? Well, it was something like that. It was. Oh, I'll probably think of it here in a minute. Yeah, I can't think of it right off the bat. But anyway, so I watched this guy for years, and then I took some of his cues and modified it to what I wanted. And yeah, I'm super happy with it. Flies great. Got a K2. What do they call it? A K2R board or a K2? Actually, actually, So the flight controller is a programmable board right here on the copter. There's 4 buttons, and you go through the menus, and you can program it right here. You don't need to plug it into anything or any of that. You just program it right here on the fly. And K2R, I think, is what it was called. So that's what I'm flying it with. And guys, I went to a copter meet one day with this, and and they were all flying new high dollar cool shit. And I flew this around, and everybody came over and asked me, about it. Like, wow, dude, what is that? And when I told them I was flying it with a K2R board, they were just like, wow, old school. I said, yeah, it's old school, but it works. So yeah, I was into those for a while. I still am. I mean, I love flying this thing. I usually take it's always in the van with me, or the trailer, I should say. But when those 2 straps broke, and I just haven't gotten around to fixing them for some damn reason. I don't know. But I'm gonna fix it because I want to fly it. So I can't find my tray of tie wraps. I've got a tray full of colored tie wraps. They're real tiny ones. They're all different colors: green, yellow. Most of mine here are yellow, but it doesn't matter. I don't care what color they are. But um, yeah. So it was it's just a lot of fun to fly it. It looks really good in the air. It's great at night because the way it lights up, it's so easy to tell which way it's going. So you never lose orientation, and and it looks like some kind of alien craft the way it's lit up. I was flying out here in the yard one day, and some guy drove by with his window down. And he says, "Holy shit! What the hell is that?" I came across my yard about 10 feet off the ground, and it scared the hell out of him. He'd never seen anything like that. He didn't know what it was. It scared the hell out of him. No, it's just. Are you guys all still here? Because nobody's talking in chat. So yeah, man, I agree. I do the same thing. These things are so beautiful. These helicopters just sitting on the shelf that they really look like just a plastic model. There's so much detail on them and everything. They look like just a static display model, and then you can pick it up and turn it on and go fly it, which is super cool. So yeah, these things are really good. They're damn durable too. I mean, you can crash these things pretty good and they survive. Um, they don't have a lot of weight to them. And I'll be honest with you guys, the smaller the better. The smaller they are, the lighter they are, the less chance of breaking them. When when Cletus and his guys were flying these around, this thing is super light. So he gave all of his guys one on his show, and they were all flying them around, and they're crashing them into the garage door, and they'd hit the door, then hit the ground, and nobody ever broke one. They just pick them back up, just take off and fly them. And nobody broke one. They kept crashing them into everything, and they were all fine. And I don't think a single one of them got broke. So, but the bigger the battery, the heavier they get, and the more chance of breaking it. You know. So, but this super light. You can buy this. Um, Motion RC sells this, or you can buy it off Cletus's website. I think it's the same price both places. It's actually a little higher than most of the other ones, probably because Cletus's name's on it. It's Consuela, but I think it's like 167. It does come with the flow gauge, but I want to say it's in the 160 range. Ready to fly, comes with everything: battery, charger. Well, you just charge it. It comes with a cord to charge it. Radio, everything. So, and it's a good little helicopter. It flies really good. So, yeah. Going now? Going now. You're leaving? Are you gonna go get some sleep, Mike? I know that's a commodity, where you are. So, all right. Well, we'll see you in a couple hours. We'll probably still be here. You'll wake up. You'll come back in. How many times does that happen? A bunch. So maybe we'll see in a little bit. Oh, just listening to me, huh? What are you working on, Eric? You got your headlight glasses on. Are you working on something? Oh, did he? Yeah, I was watching that before I came out here, but I didn't see Cletus's car in the show. I wasn't watching it very long. My phone rang. I had to answer the phone, and then I came out here, so I really missed the race. I just saw a little bit of it, but yeah. So Cletus was in the race and not good. He's learning. Yeah, he admits that. He says, yeah. He's not making excuses like it's everybody else's fault that he ain't doing well. He says he needs to learn. He's got a long way to go. He admits that. So you got to give him you got to give him props for that. He's not blaming his team. He's not he's just saying you know that he'll get there. You built a coal station earlier. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Where did he end up finishing, Matt? I didn't even know the race was on. I stumbled onto it. I just decided to do a little surfing for a minute, and I like, let's see, this is on 35th, 6 laps down. Yeah, that's not a great finish. Was Squirrel in the race? George? Is Clayton a truck this week too? Is there a truck race this week for him, or is that next week also? Truck's next week. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. I don't keep track of it good enough to know what the hell's going on. I catch it when I can. I'm just not in the loop yet. So haven't got back to NASCAR. I'm sorry. They're making strides toward getting me back, but yeah, I lost interest. They ruined NASCAR for me. So all right. Eric, your coal station you built earlier, was that a kit that you put together, or are you scratch building something? Yeah, I like Ryan Blaney. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm just not a. Let's see, a kit I got off eBay. Okay, cool. Is that a giant scale? Are you primarily working on giant scale stuff? Keith Christie, what's up? How you doing, man? Come on, Keith. That's not your signature hello. Come on, come on. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get with the program. Yeah, the G scale. Yeah. There it is. Thank you, sir. I love that. Oh, that just makes my night, Keith. I got to tell you, that's cool. Yeah. Jeff and Laura Alabama, what are you working on these days? What's your newest, latest ACE RC aviation? You got anything new and exciting you're working on or bought or something? Or are you just reflying, you know, already acquired stuff? Yeah, I got plans. um, yeah, I gotta finish. I gotta finish the whole thing here first before I can start the train plan. So we got to get this done. And I'll be honest with you, what's slowing me down right now is money. Money's getting tight. I was not expecting it to take this long for my disability to go through because I hired an attorney, so I thought this would go quicker, and it's not. And I've still got money to live on. I'm good, but I can't go out and spend ridiculous, and then if it takes another year before my disability gets approved, I'll run out of money. So I got to be careful. Yeah, Craig, we've got stations around here that sell non-ethanol fuel. It's usually around 4.50 a gallon. Um, 90. I think it's 93 octane. So yeah, 100 octane. That's not bad for 100 octane. 7.50 a gallon. So that's pretty good. Right. So are you still in here? Calling Michael Wright's. Calling Michael Wright's. Earth to Michael. Come in over. 388. Um, it's pretty good. That's not too bad. What are you running that in, Craig? The 100 octane. What are you using that in? Yeah. See, Eric's. He's in the same. He's got to pay for the building, so he's got to take it easy now too. So yeah, I hear you, brother. I know what you're saying. I'm not getting a lot of feedback from my attorney on my disability, and my funds are starting to. mm, Not. I'm not going to say they're getting low, but I have to be careful. I don't want to run out of money. So yeah, I'm taking it easy, being conservative right now. I I kind of got in a buying thing here for a little bit. I bought some stuff. I bought stuff for the 3D printer. I bought stuff for my Pontiac. I bought stuff for the Daytona. I bought some tools, like the buffer I showed you. These the jump pack. I bought two of those. I got a little crazy, and I got to cut that off. I can't do any more of that. We got to stop that. So yeah, Craig. But what are you using that fuel in? Why do you need the? I mean, what are you putting that in your car or your lawnmower? What are you running the? I don't want to call it avgas, but I guess that's what it is. Yeah. What are you running it? Well, so you're flying some gas planes, and you're using that. Okay, now I understand. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, I don't have any gas planes. I have some nitro planes, and I haven't flown those in years. Um, I'm just really into the electric planes. I'm they're very different than electric cars. I could get equal flight times with my electric plane that the gasser gets with his plane, no problem. And they're just cleaner. I never have a dead stick landing with my electric plane. Uh, you know, it's it's an entirely different world to fly a radio control airplane on electric versus gas to drive a car down the road, electric and gas. It's entirely different. You know, everything about it's entirely different. So, Keith, are you a big train guy like that? Are you following that big boy 441? I mean, why do you know that? Yeah, I understand now, Craig. I wasn't following you, but I am now. I got it. Thank you, and I'm glad you did that. Um, I know a lot of the guys that fly the turbines are going and getting Jet A at the airport too, and I think they were paying $10 a gallon for that. Um, oh, no kidding. Well, that's cool. Um, yeah, that's yeah. I don't follow it exclusively or anything, but whenever I see videos, and I saw when they got that for the 4041. Um, I guess it was the maiden voyage after they restored it or refurbished it. I guess because it was never. I don't think that was ever like found in a barn somewhere. Abandoned. I think they redid it. Freshened it up. Um, right. So, oh yeah, June 5th, huh? Hey, right. So, the Valiant that you and I bought back, a couple of years ago when Horizon had them, or actually, I think it might have been Tower had those on sale real cheap, and we bought them. What size was that thing? The Valiant, the wooden Valiants that we bought. 10cc. Okay. So the one we got smaller than the Jeff's 20cc. Are you familiar with the one Jeff got? He's got a 20cc Valiant. I thought they might have been the same airplane, but maybe not. Sounds like probably not. Oh, Jeff has both. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh, wow. How long did that take to clean up, Eric? Jesus, that probably took months. That can't be something easy to clean up. Is that timber a 19cc? Is that what you're saying? Is that how big that timber is? The wooden timber? How much bigger is your new Valiant to the old one? Your 20 to the 10. I don't know what that converts to wingspan. I have no idea. Um, okay, gotcha, Michael. So 69 inches, the 10. So 86 inches must be the 20. All right, let me click on your link. Thank you. Let me do that. It's got the color scheme of the like the foam one. I have three of the foam ones. I love that airplane. That is such a great airplane. It's just good looking. It's good flying. Um, it's a great airplane. I love that. That's why I bought three of them. Yeah, only one's out of the box. But and then I bought the wood one when it was on sale too, because they were practically giving it away. Christ, what Michael and I paid for that was ridiculous. So I bought that one too. So um, yeah, just a good looking airplane. I really really like that thing. I think I like because the cabin is low. It's high, tall off the fuselage. It's a very sleek looking airplane, and yeah, great flyer. Love the landing gear on the foam one. It's plenty strong. It doesn't get bent easy. I've never bent mine. Pretty hard to have a bad landing with that plane. It's a great flyer. Really love that airplane. Yeah, it looks good. The ones we bought were red. So a little smaller. Welcome to the show. What do you call yourself? PDO? Whatever that means. Welcome to the show from New Zealand. God, I want to go there one day. Hope I make it there one day. I want to go there. Oh, you put bush tires on yours? Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to take the wheel pants off it, But I get it, I might do that with one of mine. You know, I got plenty. I bought those super foamy, squishy tires that Hobby King sells. I bought like a truckload of those. My guys at my field keep calling me, "Hey, do you still have some of those tires?" Yeah. Can you bring me a set? Yeah. So, yeah, those tires are awesome. I love those things. Yeah, I understand that, Jeff. I got mine and used it. So mine expired in October. So I used it. Our salespeople are great. I got to tell you, you guys that did join the the elite, you know, these guys call me constantly, reminding me that this is on sale, that's on sale, that I had points left over, and they're going to expire at the end of the month or whatever. And they're just, they're constantly keeping me in the loop, even though they know I'm not going to get in the full throttle deal. Um, that hasn't discouraged them a bit because they agree with me. They think that the full throttle program is stupid, and the worst thing they ever did was get rid of the elite program. But yeah, they're constantly contacting me, just keeping me up to speed. Um, so I know they're trying to make a sale. I get that, but it's they're just really nice about it. They're super guys. There's Joseph and Nick and Michael are the three that I deal with mostly, and I like all three of those guys. They're just great. Um, so yeah, I can't. At least that part of it. But I haven't bought anything from her. I mean, the last time I bought something from was when my points were bought up, and I bought that fuselage for my FMS. Well, I bought an FMS part from them. I had crashed my FMS T-28. I was flying it with a tactic radio, and the tactic radio quit. Damn it! And fuselage got broke. Everything else is fine. The tail feathers and the wing, everything was fine. Landing gear, and nope, everything was good. Just broke the fuselage, and it's fixable. I'm gonna fix it. But I got this replacement fuselage with the decals for I was with my points and everything. It was like $30. And I'm like, yeah, screw it. For $30, I'm gonna do it. So I gotta bring it, sit right here on the floor, brand new fuselage. Got to put the decals on it, and then I'll put that plane back together. Put a different receiver in it. So, but yeah, I really missed the elite program. That was, I saved a lot of money, bought a lot of nice stuff. That big OV10 Bronco I bought from Hangar 9. That's going to be a gorgeous airplane when I build it. So I would have never bought it without that 30% off. Without that deal, it was way too expensive. So so what do you do with that, Jeff? You gotta spend that seven. You got so much time to spend that $17. I think you're still you were grandfathered into the top level, right? So you have like 6 months to spend that money. I think is what that was. I don't know. All the rules and criteria they had was it was just too much, too aggravating. Um, I just didn't want to get involved. I was not impressed at all with their full throttle program, so I opted out. Um, so I assume your name's Paul because I think either EQ or somebody said hi to you as Paul. So yeah, welcome. Glad you came back. It's good to see you. And you're a heavy guy. That's cool. I just bought 5 of those myself. Yeah, I got a little carried away. So, but yeah. Never had a Dodge before. Been a GM man my whole life, but GM's kind of, I don't know, let me down a little bit. And I've always since '06 when they came out with the Dodge Charger Daytona, um, I was I was hooked, and it took me this long to finally get one. But instead of one, I got 5. So and here's 2 of my. That's my daily, well, kind of daily, not really. Those 2 are what I take to the car shows most often. That's my '06 Daytona, and then the car behind it is my '09 G8 Pontiac G8 with the LS3 in it. So So I take one of these two to the car shows every week. Um, but I have a copy of that Daytona. I have two of them. They're identical. Well, they're not identical anymore. I just put those 20-inch real wheels on this one. I have the stock wheels. The other one has the stock wheels. I bought these wheels for like, I think they were like $200, and they're in perfect condition. They are the cheap chrome cladded plastic, but they're in perfect condition. They look great. I bought new tires and threw them on there just to see how I'd like it. And I can always put the other ones on. There's good rubber on the 18, so I could swap them back and forth in minutes. No big deal. But yeah, that was my dream car for quite a while. And I wasn't actively searching for one. I was passively, hey, that's that's one of those Daytonas that I want. Now, just to let you know, I have bought, I don't know, 8 or 10 RC um, die-cast, all different sizes toys back in '06. I bought four. I think they're 6 scale, so they're super big. Four Daytonas. Two are yellow. One's the Go Mango, and then one's the SRT8, the with the hood scoop. That's two-tone, silver and maroon. I don't know where they came up with that color scheme. But anyway, I bought it because I wanted the body, and I was going to repaint it a Super B. And I haven't done that yet. But now that I own a Super B, I'm probably going to do it. Um, so so I'll probably paint it yellow because that's the color my Super B is, and I'll paint it and put the decals on it and make it a small version of my Super B. But and then I've got I think it's probably a God, it's probably even smaller than 18th scale. One of I got a lime green, a sublime green Daytona, but it's pretty small. It's radio controlled, but it's pretty small. And then I have probably a 24th scale um, die cast and radio controlled '06 Daytona. Well, those two are yellow. The little one, which is probably maybe 30th scale, somewhere around that. That one's the sublime green. And but yeah, just I love these cars. I'm really happy with them. Did they only make 25 of those Valiants? Can't believe they didn't have any. Which Valiant are you talking about? You talked to Adam. Was that Adam? Our what is he? Aviator? AVR? Is that the Adam you're talking about, Jeff? Oh, nice. 11's at 122. Very nice. Good job. Yeah, that's great. All right, Eric, we're out. We'll see you later. I'm glad you came in, buddy. It's good to see you. The new one. So the one that Jeff's flying. They only made 25 of those? Really? Why the hell would they only make 25 of those? That's crazy. I didn't even look. How much was that son of a bitch? I'm sure it's too expensive for me. Yeah, $800. Yeah, I wouldn't pay that. That's too. That's out of my price range. It's a plug and play though, huh? Well, that's still out of my price range, but at least that's respectable. Yeah, plug and play. I assume it came with an electric motor, not a gas motor. Let me read here. What's it say? Yeah, 4S. Yeah, so it's electric. See, that's what throws me off. You know, they're calling airplanes with electric motors. 10 cc, 20 cc. So that kind of throws me off. I'm not used to that. Well, it says they got the next shipment's coming in July. So yeah, there's more coming. They didn't discontinue it like you know they do so often. Yeah, it hasn't been discontinued. They got a new shipment coming in July, and all of our ships being held hostage are probably the reason for that. You know, they probably would have been here earlier. Yeah, 950 with a battery. Yeah, that's pretty pricey. So I didn't get an answer from Jeff, so he must be in the Zoom. I know he's switching back and forth. True. Are you using your 30% coupon on that? Is that what you're talking about, Keith? See, at that price, yeah, that's a good deal. If you get your 30% off. So I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah. So you saved almost $300. So that changes everything. Now that price is in the 650 range, and yeah, that's a good deal for that. So that's why I bought the OV10 Bronco, because it was the high. I was trying to buy the Jet with my 30% off. I wanted the full blown, the MB33. I think it's the MB33 or 338. Yeah, and with the turbine, and they won't give you the 30% off on the turbine. And I'm like, well, I bought the plane without the turbine, but then I still don't have a turbine. I was trying to get the turbine. Um, because I've already got 2 turbine airplanes here. I just don't have a turbine to put in them. So I was hoping to get it in that package, and no, they said that you can't use the 30% coupon on the turbine. I'm like, oh, poo. All right, well then give me the full blown package. So I bought the OV10. Yeah, still a lot of money. I know. Um, I bought the package with the servos and the motors and the whole shebang. So I got everything. So um, lately I've been just dying to put it together. I just don't have any room. Um, I'm going to have even less room here shortly. I got to clean more shit out of the house, bring it out here. Yeah, 21. I think it was 23 with the servos and the motors and everything. I think it was 2,300. But the jet was 3,800. I think full package. So that would have been a lot of money. But could have gotten that one at 30 off. But yeah, I thought 21 was. I think it was 19 for just the plane, 21 if you wanted it with the motors, and then or the servos, and then 23 if you wanted it both the motors and the servos. I forget which way it was, but it was something like that. So I bought the full blown, just like you. I wanted to get the most expensive one to get the most off, and so yeah, I saved over $300 on that kit, and I think I saved $900, didn't I? 600 anyway, 6 and change. Um, yeah, no, I think they came with the retracts, and all versions came with the retracts. I don't think that was. It was just they were adding the motors and the servos. I think it was the motors and the servos, or maybe it was. I know the servos were definitely one of it. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the motors and the servos. I think were the two add-ons, because I'm picturing the plane, and then they have the plus and a picture of the servos, and then the plus and a picture of the motors on the page. I think that's what it was. But anyway, yeah, I've already got plans to put either five or six bladed props on it. Going to modify either the 5 blade prop from the Hobby King uh, Super Tucano. Those will look cool as shit on there. Or I might get the curved props that were on the. I don't know what it's going to. I don't know what it's going to take yet, prop wise. I'll have to do a little testing, and it'll look even cooler with the curved props on it, because that's what was really on that. And they're either on the what was it, the EC 1500 or something? Is that the one that had the curved props on it? I think it was. Those props are probably too small, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, when I get it built, we'll throw some props on it, screw around with it, see what we can make work. See if we can't come up with something that's gonna. It's definitely not getting 3 blade props. It's definitely gonna. I know the 5 blades will work. Um, so yeah, there you go, Jeff. Get 2, get 3, and you get free shipping. Don't forget that, man. You got to get 3 to get the free shipping. So get 3. I just asked you a question, Jeff, and you were probably in the Zoom at the moment. I can't remember what I asked you. What was the question I asked you? Correct. I don't remember now. Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember what it was. Um, it was something to do with one of the Valiants, I think, but I don't remember now. That's what happens. You get old, you forget. Can't remember shit. CRS can't remember shit. Um, oh, you're editing 2 videos. Oh, there you go. All right, well, that's cool. Oops, the ice got me. Yeah, no, that wasn't the question, but thank you for that info. So it's listed. So plug and play with the receiver makes it a bind and fly, right? Just had the sound muted. Okay. All right. Next time I ask you a question, I'll type it out, so you'll get that big yellow bar there. Then you'll know. Then you'll know I'm talking to you. Yeah, I can't remember what the hell my question was. Damn it. Yeah, they still call it plug and play, but it's a plug and play plus receiver. So, yeah. So that's cute. No, whatever. That works. It, you know. Trying to remember what the hell. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. You remember? You still here, Jeff? Now I remember what I was going to ask you. Um, you said Adam recommended the plane. Was it Adam, Aviator Adam? AVR8, 8R? Yeah. AV8R. Aviator. Is that the Adam you're talking about that recommended the plane? Yes. Okay. That was my question. Okay. Yeah, that's a guy on YouTube I would take advice from. Not not Michael Phillips, but yeah, Adam's definitely you know a reputable guy. I'd take advice from him for sure. Plug and play. My first girlfriend. Yeah, your only girlfriend. Hey, If you've got a plug and play girlfriend, you don't need another one. That's all. One's enough. That's all you need. You know that you're good to go. Yeah, that's the way that's the way to do it. Have you guys seen the movie Cherry 2000? Do you remember that movie? Yeah, well, we're getting close to that. The Japanese, they're building those girls now. So that movie was back in the '80s, I think. Um, and and guess what? You're actually going to be able to buy one of those. I don't remember what year that movie was set in, Jeff. Do you? Because the girls they were obsolete in that movie, right? They were all in warehouses, done away with. I guess there were newer models out or whatever. So I'm trying to remember what year that movie was set in. That those plug and play girlfriends were already you know retired. So, um, but yeah, that's plug and play my ex-wife. Yeah, there you go. No, you mean plug and no play ex-wife, right? That's what you meant to say. You plug her in and she starts bitching. Yeah. Pull the plug, pull the plug, pull the plug. 'Right, guys, I think I'm going to shut it down a little early tonight. I think about midnight we're going to cut this off. Um, Cherry 2000 in the years 2017 was that the year setting of the movie? 2017? Wow. That wasn't that wasn't too far off. And I mean, I forget what year. Well, let me look what year that movie came out. 1987. Yeah. So the movie came out in 87 and it was set in the time of 2017. And in 2017 our plug and play girlfriends were already retired in warehouses. A little wishful thinking on the movie guy's part there, but yeah, that's pretty funny. No, I wouldn't have called that soft porn. I'll tell you what was soft porn. Um, Barbarella. Do you remember that movie with Jane Fonda? That was soft porn. Cherry 2000. I don't think there were any sex scenes in Cherry 2000 at all that I remember. They were just trying to find her you know, because she malfunctioned at the beginning of the movie, and the rest of the movie was trying to find her replacement. Oh, I'm not leaving yet, Jonah, but you know we're gonna run it till a little after 12. You know, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit, but yeah, we ain't got much to talk about. They're not coming out with anything new. You know, there's nothing exciting on the market to talk about RC wise, and yeah, you know, it's the summer. We get some new stuff. I know the 3D printing stuff's coming. I don't know if you guys know what's going on. Let's talk about that for a minute because I can speak intelligently about that. Um, so if you want to do something multicolor, like my octopus here, you know, you've got tentacles that are green and eyeballs that are green and purple and these red with black pupils, and you need a printer that can do multicolor, but our multicolor machines poop. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Hang on a minute. Let me set this back down. Probably going to lose a tentacle or two here, but we'll try and get it down without losing one. No, lost one. Yeah, it's typical. All right, let me grab the poop chute over here. You mean I thought that came off? The poop chute doesn't come off? Yeah, there it is. Oh, it did. Okay, so yeah, when you print a multicolor unit currently, okay, current printers, like the one I have, it does what we call poop. Whoops, my quadcopter just crashed again. Perfectly fine. Okay, so this is poop. Okay, so it has to, every time it makes a color change, it has to eject filament into, and you see it's changed from black to red, and then to the purple, and so you get this whole tray of poop. All right, and there's more filament in poop. This isn't all of it. Generally, a lot of times there's more poop than what it took to actually make the print. So you're wasting a second octopus in material. All right, there's enough material to make another octopus, but it's waste. Okay, they throw it out. You throw this away. It's waste. All right, so you have to lose all this money in filament because it's pooping. Okay, so the new machines now are coming out with multi-tool heads. So what happens now is you have a 4-color machine. There's 4 print heads in the machine, and the carriage is the only part that does the printing, run around doing the printing. The carriage picks up a color, prints with that color, puts that carriage back, goes over, gets the next color, prints with that color, puts it back, gets the next, and so on. No poop. Okay? There's a purge tower, which I have one here, but I don't know where it's at. And all the purge tower is doing is, when it puts that module back that's got the filament in it, it's not heated anymore. The heater goes off, and the filament dries up. Well, then it reheats it when it grabs it again, and it's gonna you'll get like a defect if you don't have. And I got one anyway. I'll show you here. There's a little tiny, and I have no idea why. There was no color change. Nothing happened that would have caused this, but I got a little piece of old filament that was still hot that must have been hanging on to the top of the extruder, and I got that black dot on his head. right there. Okay, that's black filament that was left over. Now, why it came out and that part of the top of the head, it printed all of this, okay, without, from, well, at least from the eyeballs up, without dropping that little booger, and then it dropped that booger. So, why? Why did that happen? What caused that? Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, like I said, that's the poop, okay? So these new printers are coming out, and they're not going to poop anymore. They have separate heads, separate colors. You get a little purge tower, but you don't throw away all this poop. So it's going to be a big savings in time and in material to go with these multicolor head changers, and they're all coming this year. Snapmaker came out with it, I think, around Christmas last year, I think. And, oh, you son of a gun. And now everybody has to follow suit. So there's one by Flash Forge that's already out called the Creator 5, and it does multicolor, no poop. So that's the first competitor for the Snapmaker one. And then I just got word today about two more that are coming out. Creality's coming out with one that's going to be a nozzle changer, not a head changer, which accomplishes the same thing. I really don't know. We'll see. Just changing out the nozzle instead of the whole thing, I guess, accomplishes the same thing. I don't know what the savings are. There might be the only thing I can see that might be a problem with that is reheating the filament, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out when it comes out. But they released that today, that they're coming out with that. And somebody else is coming out with one also. So they're all going to do it. There's no doubt. Everybody's going to do it. They're all going to come out with, multi-head units. So we won't have these poop machines anymore. And so this machine, as far as a multicolor machine, is going to be obsolete when the new one comes out. And that's okay with me. I don't mind that. I can live with that. I'm so on board with getting a non-pooping machine that if I have to relegate this machine to, one color only, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It does a great job, and the print's great. But all this waste is what I can't stand. This just makes me cringe to look at all this, this poop that comes out just to print, one little thing, and you've got more waste than you did in the product you made. And then what gets really irritating is when that happens and you're almost through with the print. You've got all this poop, and you've got an octopus. It's almost done, and then you have a fail. And then it's still over. So now the octopus is waste because it didn't finish. So it's not usable. It's no good. You can't sell it. You can't, it's not even going to be good to display in your own stuff because it didn't finish. And you have a whole tray of poop. So now you've got two full things of poop that are just throw it away. So nothing gets more aggravating than that. When that happens, you want to shoot somebody. So I'm super looking forward to these new machines that aren't going to poop. Can't wait to get one. When the Snapmaker came out, I'll be honest with you, the only reason I didn't buy it because it was everything I wanted. It was perfect, except it wasn't quite big enough. It's only 270 cubed, and I want at least 300 cubed. I'm looking for 350, 400, really. But if somebody comes out with a 300 cubed, multi-tool head for a good price, I'll buy it. And if they don't, then I'll probably just buy the Snapmaker one. Because I think it's priced fair for a 270 squared printer. So I don't have a problem with it. It's not exactly what I want. I'm willing to wait to see if I get what I want. Everybody else is going to come out with their own version of it, and some people are going to go cheap, try to save money. Some people are going to go a little more expensive but go bigger because they know what we all want bigger, and so. Yeah, Juno, I have to agree with you. She's still hot. I got to tell you, Jane Fonda, she still looks good. She's like 80, 86 or something, and she still looks good. She's just a good looking woman. So, yeah, I do too, Keith. I wish there was something I could do about it. I did away with it as long as I could. And, there's nothing I can do about it anymore. They took all of our control over that away. Well, not all of it, but 99% of it. So I guess I was watching a show the other day. There might be a way for me to, if I make my criteria, like I only want my ads to be viewed for people 80 or over, only females, and they have to be autistic and smokers and drinkers. Make the criteria so bizarre that nobody's ads are going to fit that, so they won't be able to run any ads because there won't be any ads that'll fit that. This is my audience. This is what I want. This is what I'm going after. So this is, if you've got ads that fit this, this genre, then run your ads, and I think maybe that might make the ads go away. I don't know, but, or at least reduce them, because, obviously if you're selling a product that's for males only, for instance, and I say my audience is female, okay, well then, a dick enlargement product isn't going to be viewed to them. ED pills not going to go to them. You see what I'm saying? So, if and if I say I want, non-smoker, non-drinkers, okay, well then, no booze ads. Nobody's selling, vodka. If anybody's trying to sell vodka, I'm not going to get that ad. So, maybe I could do something with it if I got as silly as that. I don't know. It may or may not work. It gave me that idea, though, when I saw somebody talking about that the other day of what their audience is and what their commercials are. I thought if I made it so bizarre that nobody would have a product that would fit any of that, and then they wouldn't be able to run ads on my show because nobody is trying to sell anything that fits my viewers. So it'd be pointless for them to run that ad, So I don't know. It was a thought. I don't know if that'll work or not. But I might explore it just for shits and giggles to see what happens. Or I could at least say radio. The only ads you can run on my show, because my audience is radio control airplanes. Maybe the only ads you're going to see are FMS, Horizon. So maybe it wouldn't be so hard to watch an ad if it was an ad about, the products that we're here for. And that's what you guys seeing, by the way. What ads are they running? What ads do you guys see when you're on my show? I run an ad blocker, so I don't see any of them. But I know you guys, especially you guys on your phones. But I think you can run the ad blocker on your phone. But what kind of ads are you watching? What are they putting on my show? You block them out of your brain, you can't remember. Okay, well that proves that their ads are worthless. I got to tell you, that happens. I'll watch an ad And then at the ad's over, and I'm like, what were they selling to that at? You know, I remember the ad, but what was the product? I Publix is great for that. And Publix runs all kinds of ads that I'll watch it clear through and not know what the hell I was watching. You know, what was that ad for? And I'll have to watch it again and then look for the ad. Oh, here's that one. I don't know who Publix. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah. So yeah, a lot of times they run ads that I don't know what product they're selling. You know, I don't know what the hell I just watched. So yeah, I've been there, done that. I know what you're talking about. You know, I don't know if that I'm so involved in the ad that I didn't pay attention, or if I, if the ad was just so subtle about what they were selling that I didn't realize I just watched an ad for something they were selling. I don't know, but I know what you're saying, Keith. I've been there, so that's funny you said that. Just waiting to see the skip. Yeah, that's what I sit there waiting for the skip button to come up. I got my finger on the trigger. Come on, where's that skip? Or next or skip? I'm waiting. Yeah, got it. Yep, I hear you there. That's what I do too. I only do that when I see if I'm watching on my computers. I have ad blocker, so I never see that. But I have a couple smart TVs, and rarely, but sometimes I'll watch YouTube on my smart TV, and then I do have to watch the ad. Most of the time, though, I gotta say, most of my ads are FMS or Horizon. You know, either Horizon's making an ad for Arma or something, or maybe an airplane, E-flite plane. And FMS, same thing. It's either one of their trucks, cars, or a plane. But those are mostly the ads I do get when I do have to skip an ad. There are some others. I couldn't tell you what they are because I'm not paying attention. I block it out of my brain. But yeah. Anyway, just just curious if any of you remember what those ads were. All right. I guess we're going to go ahead and call it. Nothing more to talk about. I'll keep you posted on the printer though, because they're coming out soon. A couple of companies released theirs today. Not that it's available, but it's coming. Right now the only ones that are available is the Flash Force Creator 5, if you want to look that up. And it's bigger. I think it's either 300 or 350. I think it's 350 by 350 by 350, but if you put the enclosure around it, it's 350 by 350 by 340 or 340, 325, something. It loses Z height. It loses if you put the enclosure around it, you lose a little height. But it's 350 by 350, so that's good. I like that one because it's bigger. It's also more money, not a lot more money. It's only about $100 more than the Snapmaker one, and it's 270 to 350. That's a big difference. So yeah, so that one's kind of in the running for sure. I don't know. Nobody's got one to test yet. I don't think so. We don't know how good it works. We'll see shortly. I'm sure the influencers are getting them right now. So within the next few days and weeks after, we should be getting some feedback on how good it works. But yeah, so that's coming. And then, like I say, Creality's got one coming out. It's only a nozzle changer, but that might be okay too. I'm not going to say that's bad. Compression T-shirt ad. Okay, interesting. All right, so I'm going to do a sales pitch before I go. I got to, some of you guys, and if somebody's watching this that doesn't know my show, I don't do this for money, and I can absolutely prove that to you that I don't do this for money. I sell the cheapest T-shirts on the internet. Period. Okay, you can get it's not this shirt. I don't have it on me. I don't think I have anything here. Actually, I could probably put the logo up. I think I might have it on my laptop. Let me look real quick. Um, I designed the logo myself. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks really good. Um, my T-shirts are $11.99, guys, plus shipping. Now I can't control the shipping, but I do believe that I think it's $5.99 for shipping, and I believe you can get two shirts for one shipping price. There's still only $5.99 shipping for two shirts, in case you want to get more than one. Get multicolors, like 12, 15 colors, a lot of different colors. Um, but I don't make anything on the shirts. I don't, everything on my Teespring store is priced pennies over what it costs me to make it. Okay, so I don't make anything on it. I've never gotten a check from Teespring, and I've sold some stuff. Not a lot, but yeah, I'm not trying to make money. So I have the cheapest T-shirt, period, on the internet at $11.99 for a full color, full print front T-shirt. And it's a nice T-shirt. It's good quality. So, and that just proves my when I tell you that I'm not doing this for money, it's that's exactly what I mean. I'm not even trying to make money on my. Most channels, if they got a giveaway and you got to buy merch to get a giveaway, and their shirts are $35, $45, whatever. No, see, I'm not doing that. It's I don't have a picture of it here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I still had the Teespring store open. Hang on a minute. I might. I hate Aviation when it comes up in my show. God, what a pain in the ass that is. I might have closed it. Let me try some real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right. So let me put my logo up to show you what the T-shirt looks like. I'll just go to apparel, go to the shirt. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Let me make a screenshot that. And we'll go to window capture 2, and we'll grab Teespring. Okay. Okay. And I'll blow it up for you. It's a pink shirt, guys, but it comes in a bazillion colors. So, hang on a minute, though. This might not be the Yeah, that's the better price one. Hang on a minute. Let me go to this is a V-neck, a women's V-neck. Let me go to the unisex. Here we go. All right, yeah, this is a blue shirt. This is a good looking one. All right, let me blow this one up. Yeah, I designed this logo myself. I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. You guys that haven't seen it. Okay, so there you are. The shirt comes in white, blue, green, pink, red, orange, a couple of different lime green. Yeah, there's a lot of different colors. 11.99 plus shipping, and I think you can get two for the same shipping price. So again, just proof positive that I'm not in this for the money. That's what the shirt costs me. I might think I make 4 or 5 cents. I don't know. I rounded it up to 11.99. So anyway, so if you're interested, I think it's a pretty nice looking shirt. I'm and just so you know, the sunglasses, and the palm trees are where I live. The left lens of the sunglasses is right over where I live. That was deliberate. The palm trees are coming out of the part of Florida I live in, and that sunglass is right over exactly where I am in Florida. So that was the reason for the placement there. And then I've got a military airplane out the bottom, 3 jets going out the top. Yeah, just So anyway, so just my little sales pitch. Okay, all right. So now I'm gonna get out of here. So thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. Listen, if you want one of those shirts, you know, my goal with that shirt was just to come to an event like Bigfoot, which I'm wearing my Bigfoot shirt right now, and have everybody there wearing my shirt. And that would make me so proud to see that. And that's why I priced them that cheap, because I'm not trying to make money on them. I just want people to, you know, buy my shirt. Because I want to, would just love to see my shirt. It would make me really happy. So anyway, all right. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. I have fun. I love doing this show. Hopefully we'll have some more stuff to talk about soon, and we'll get back to it. But right now we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So, but all right. So we'll catch you guys later. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week. All right. So, good night, guys. See you.